I got into the University of Michigan. I figured out that I was good at selling my passion. I didn't know anything about sales. I didn't figure myself as a salesperson. But when I'm passionate about something, that's all I think about night and day. And I think about how can I do that? And I need to have a high goal, a challenge. I'm not good at math or science. I'm at Wayne State, but I want to go to the University of Michigan and I want to major in engineering. How can I do that? What can I do? I believe that there's nothing any of us can't do. There's a way to do it. So I figured out my way was actually getting in front of people and talking to them. You send in your transcript. I started calling the admissions people. Can I come see you? Can I come talk to you? Can I interview? Okay, we interview. And that passion, and I didn't understand any of this at the time, but looking back on it, that's what got me in. Because I was passionate about it. That's all I wanted to do at that time in my life, and that showed through to that interviewer. So I get into the University of Michigan. They don't let me into the engineering program. I want to get into the engineering program. Every quarter I apply. I figure out a way that I can get in, which was to find one of the smaller departments that doesn't have a lot of students in it and try and get into that department. It's not the one that everyone else is trying to get into, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering. It would get me in, and that's all I wanted. So I found this small, obscure department called engineering physics. And I started calling the director of that department once a week, twice a week. He wouldn't talk to me, would never take my call, but I learned a very important lesson. I developed a great relationship with his secretary. And she was not, I don't mean like a relationship like that, but she was a very nice lady, and she appreciated that I was passionate, that I really wanted to get into this program. I didn't have the grades. I kept badgering her semester after semester. In the summer, I'd call. Can I meet with Professor Dr. Gilchrist? I still remember his name. He's still the director there now. He won't meet with me. He's looked at your transcripts, but he wants to see another quarter. Life goes on. I keep taking classes, keep calling, getting a little depressed at this point. Figure, maybe engineering's just not for me. Go out with my roommates one night and we just get hammered. And I'm like, screw it, I don't care. The booze is flowing. We just, it's one of those nights. Just let it all hang out. My buddy I stayed at his place in Ypsilanti. I get up. I feel terrible. I can't see straight. I got to go back to my apartment in Ann Arbor. I hop on the bus. Takes me down Washtenaw, back to my apartment. All I want to do is go to sleep it off. I get into my apartment. Phone's ringing. Pick up the phone. Who's on the phone? The assistant to the director of the program I'm trying to get into. I'm like, okay, what can I do for you? Well, Dr. Gilchrist is going to a conference in Geneva in an hour, and I'm telling him how you've been calling him, and you got to meet with them because you're very persistent, and you really want to get into this program. And he said, for me, since he's going out of town, he'll meet with you in the next 20 minutes. I'm like, really? You got to be kidding me. I'm like, I haven't showered. I'm in my clothes from the night before. I throw on a clean shirt. I don't even shower. I hop on the bus. I go to North Campus. I sit down in front of him. I'm still hungover. And he's like, okay, so you got an A in phys ed. You got C's and B's in math and physics classes. Why do I want to let you in this program? And I'm like, because this is what I want. I know I can do it. I'm going to try really hard. I'm passionate about it. This is all I want to do. And I had a story. By this time, I had built up a great story as to why I wanted this. And it wasn't a BS story. It was the story. My wife's neighbor is an engineer, and I see how successful. So I had a good story, even though it has nothing to do with my grades. And the other thing I want to leave you with is be passionate about something. Have that passion show through, but tell stories. Come up with your own story. If you're passionate about something and you know why you want to do something, and you know yourself, you know your strengths and weaknesses, it's easy to come up with a good story as to why you want that and communicate that to someone. And if you can do that, you can get whatever you want because it's not BS, it's you. So I had a story that I could tell as to why I wanted this so bad, and that's what got me in. He let me in. I did the work. I knew I could do it. I didn't get the best grades, but I graduated. I got a job out of the newspaper. There was no internet back then, no monster.com. There's a recession going on, and I was married. and I needed a job, and I looked in the Ann Arbor News, and there was an ad for a Macintosh computer programmer right across the street from where our apartment was. Luckily, had a job in the computer lab. Passed the time, I wrote one Macintosh computer program. It was really complex. It printed out the words "Hello World" in a window on the computer screen, and that was it. So naturally, when I was being interviewed, I was communicated that I was the best Macintosh programmer in the world had ever seen, and that I could absolutely do the job. They were a small high-tech startup, so they didn't have a lot of applicants. And again, I got in because I found a way, and I didn't care whether they were the smallest company out there, but it gave me a start.